Hey guys, how's it going? This is Jay Cruz from Within Health and Wellness, and I'd like to thank you for taking the time to check out my video. Now in today's video, I'm going to go over to one of the biggest questions I get asked whenever I tell my story in regards to my injury, to my road to recovery that is continuing to this very day. And that question is, how did you do it? Now, the how did you do it is in regards to how did I continue to push, how did I have the attitude that I did, how did I stay positive, how I continue to work hard every single day, how did I not give up, how did I not fail, how did I not grow bitter, and so on and so on. But overall, the question is always about, how did I do it? So, just to bring people up to loop, if this is the first time you've checked out my page or have heard about me, I currently have a disease called acute transverse myelitis. Very fancy word, and layman's terms is there is a lapse or a lack of communication of my nervous system to the rest of my body that led to a paralysis that did at some point in time leave me paralyzed from the waist about the chest down. But fast forwarding to today where I'm at right now, as of filming this video, I can run, I can walk, I can do a lot of basic mobility things that to a complete stranger when they see me, they don't think that there's anything wrong with me, but I still continue to deal with a lot of paralysis from the inside when it comes to my nervous system properly communicating to my body to function on a day-to-day. So that is the disease I have. It's called acute transverse myelitis, and I don't know how long I'm going to continue to live in this current condition, but I continue to have hope that I will get a full recovery and be quote-unquote back to normal. So now that you know that I live with a disease, I'm going to go over the 2 reasons why I believe in the bottom of my heart why I was successful and or did what I did and how I did it. And those 2 things are going to be faith, family. I'm going to tie in family with community because the community that I have is also my family. So, faith. Off the back, I'm a Christian. And by that, I mean I believe in my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I came to meet Christ at the age of 17. When I was in high school, my life has never been the same, all for the good. But being a Christian does not mean that my life is easy, does not guarantee me an easy way out, or even guarantee me that I know the answers to everything about life. It just guarantees me that I'm not alone and that I will never be alone. And there is a God out there who calls me his own and that loves me so. So, my faith. My faith was something that was given to me, that I was able to build upon through church, through community, through leaders, but most importantly through the Bible. And something that I learned important in the Bible and what I believe in, okay, me, is that adversity is going to come no matter what. You're going to go through struggles, you're going to walk through the storms no matter what. But you don't have to do it alone. And when I was in a hospital, in that bed, in the middle of going through paralysis, I believed and continue to believe that I was not going to go through this experience alone. That God was going to give me the tools, all from within, to be able to achieve what I have been able to achieve. Now, nothing was guaranteed to me by God or by the doctors that I was going to get a certain amount of healing or recovery. But I was guaranteed that I will be given the tools to achieve what I set my mind to. Yeah, that's kind of tricky, right? Because I can set my mind to be fully recovered, and as you can see, I'm not fully recovered yet, but I continue to have that faith that I will reach that one day. And I'm continue to believe that, and that's something that wills me to continue to push and wills me to not give up. That wills me to put everything I have and everything that I've been given to on the plate, put it on the table, whatever metaphor you want to use. Now, that's my faith, right? Just because that is what helped me doesn't mean I want to force you to believe the same, because that's not my prerogative. That's not my intention with this channel in any way, shape, or form, to force you to believe or even to believe me, right? Because the question is how I did it, not how are you going to do it, or the stranger's going to do it. We all have our own decisions to make when it comes in regards to faith, and this is a decision that I've made, and this is what I've chosen to believe, and this is what has worked and continues to work, that propels me to continue to push. Now the second one is a little bit more tangible, and it is my family. And like I mentioned, community. I truly don't know how motivated I would have been to get out of that hospital bed if it wasn't for my wife and kids. My desire to be a good husband and a good father stems from my childhood. See, I made a promise when I married my wife that I will always do my best to be there, and that I will never give up on her, and I'll never give up on us and my children. And just because I was dealing with this crazy paralysis, this crazy condition, doesn't mean I was going to no longer do my best to fulfill that promise, that covenant, that pact that I made with my wife, therefore affecting my children. Oh no, not at all. If anything, because of that promise, because of my marriage, because of my children, that lit a fire to even want to do my best to fulfill that promise. Now, I mentioned that my desire of wanting to be a good husband and wanting to be a good father stems from my childhood. I'm going to start with my desire to be a good father. See, I grew up fatherless, all right? My mom left my father when I was 1.5 years, came to the United States, single mom, right? But then she met her second husband, which is the father to my siblings. I got 2 brothers and 2 sisters from one dad, and I have 1 sister from my dad, right? Now this guy, I hate him with all my guts. I don't want to go into details, but as I said, past tense, hated, you know? So when I found out that he wasn't my father, that was good news to me. And then I got the ability to meet my real father, right? I went to go Mexico to meet him. Scumbag. Heartbroken. I was heartbroken. Then I truly gave up on the fact that I would ever have a father. So I had some very, very big daddy issues, father wounds, right? But even with those father wounds, I still had this desire in me that when I had kids, I will not be that loser father, right? That absent father. Now when I came to Christ and I was able to heal from my father wounds, that desire grew. And not just a desire, but the education and knowledge and understanding of what it is to be a man and what it is to be a father, I was able to attain then, because I was raised without a dad, so I didn't know what that looked like or what that was supposed to look like, but I knew what I did not want to be. All right, so that's where that stems from. Same thing, wanting to be a good husband to my wife stemmed from my childhood of seeing my mother, on how much she struggled with love and how much she struggled with finding a good husband and finding a good father to her children. Right? I saw my mom, how she struggled, and that broke my heart. So that's where that desire came from, to wanting to be a good husband and wanting to be a good father. And I can attest, and I'm not bragging, but I'm just proud to say that I am a good husband because of those reasons. I'm a good father because of those reasons. You see, I have every excuse to be a lousy husband. I have every excuse to be a lousy father. But I don't make excuses. I see the problem. I cry because I'm a human being. I'm afraid of it for a bit, but then I go head first and I tackle that problem. So in that hospital bed, I made a decision. Am I going to lay here and cry about it and not be a good husband and not be a good father? Or am I going to stand up to the problem, hence paralysis, and be a good husband and be a good father? Now the other one was community. I had this beautiful group of family members and non-blood family members constantly reaching out to my wife, constantly reaching out to me, and praying for me and hoping for the best, and encouraging me, and willing me, and loving on me, and feeding me, most importantly, feeding me. Love to eat, you know? Being able to see a group of individuals band together for me, to cry together, to pray together, and to believe together was beautiful. I've never experienced anything like it, you know? Going back to my childhood, I grew up pretty alone, right? It makes sense that I would grow up alone, fatherless, single mom, and so on and so on. I know there's, unfortunately, thousands of us out there. But being able to see this group of people who absolutely loved and adored me and my family come together. And the most important part is I'm married outside of my race. So my wife is Ukrainian. So to see a Ukrainian family and a Mexican family all in one building, loving each other, to see me better, man, that was gorgeous. That was definitely a sense of encouragement. So I did not want to disappoint. Now, I want to make this very clear. I myself did not physically do something to get me where I'm at. But my desire to not quit, I know for a fact, is what helped me get to where I'm at. Because I am not truly in control of my recovery. I am in control of my decisions, and the outcomes are the outcomes. So when I say what I did is very, very minimal to what really led to my recovery. Now, if your question was what led to my recovery, I don't have that answer for you, because I could have done everything right and not be where I'm at now. Because I'm not in control of this life. I'm not in control of this body. And this injury has taught me that very, very clearly, that I'm not in control of my own body that belongs to me. I use parentheses because it doesn't belong to me, because that's what I believe. It doesn't belong to me. So that is the answer to that question of how I did it. I did it because of my wife, because she deserves it. She deserves a strong husband, and not physically, but spiritually. You know, for my children, because they deserve a present father. Now, if I would have still been in a wheelchair, I still would have been present. But I for sure wanted to run around with them and play with them, of course, you know? And my community, I wanted them to see miracle. I wanted to see the beauty of their coming together and as one family, as one house, to believe and pray for me. That is my secret. Now, I truly believe that everybody needs to find their purpose for absolutely anything they want to achieve. And if your purpose is you, because that's all you really have, then I'm not calling you selfish. That's not selfish at all. But I will call you selfish if all you care is about yourself and not the well-being of others. But I know that's not you guys. I know those of you who are watching my video and looking at me, because I'm putting my life in a microscope, I'm putting my life on social media, is with the hopes to try to figure out how to find that one passion, that one drive to get you to where you can achieve what you want to achieve. And everybody needs that. Everyone needs that inspiration. Everybody needs that drive. Everybody needs that purpose. My purpose was and is my family, was and is my faith. As a Christian, I pray that everybody finds faith in Christ. As a human being, I pray for the well-being for everybody and that everybody finds health and wellness. So I hope that this video is an encouragement to you to either seek faith, to seek what drives you, to find out what you actually want to achieve with your life, or just to motivate you to continue to do the grind that you continue to do. So I really hope this was informational for you. I really hope this clarifies a couple things. And once again, I want to make it very, very clear that my results to my recovery are not 100% correlation to my drive. Okay? It's not. Because it breaks my heart when I see other people as determined and as driven as I am, and maybe even more, and they don't get to see the results to their health as they would like to. Okay? So I don't want this video to make it seem like it was my ability and my strength that got me my results. No, no, no. This is all about just my passion and my drive and what wills me to not give up regardless of the results, because I'm not fully healed and I continue to struggle with a lot of things that you cannot see on a day-to-day basis, that is behind these locked doors, that I am slowly opening for you guys to come and see. So I hope this video once again was beneficial and that it blesses you and that it finds you well. Please subscribe, please share, please check out my Instagram, my Facebook, and obviously this YouTube channel within Health and Wellness, or within .HNW. That's how you can find me. But I'll keep you guys posted in regards to my health, and stay in touch. Communicate with me, reach out to me if you got any more questions about my recovery, any questions about my life. I love you guys. You have a good one. Take it easy.